All rise. Please be seated. Court is in session. Period. Hello, my fellow yappers. Hello. Hi. We're back. We're back as well. We're so back. I know I just dropped a 2-hour banger of a video, okay? But I'm back because I just don't stop. I have all the time in the world on my hands. And today might get me in trouble. But I am willing to take that risk for women everywhere. And you might be wondering about my getup today. You might be asking yourself, what do I look like? Why do I look like this? Why is court in session? Well, today, my fellow yappers, I am in defense of Hailey Bieber. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear, oh, but Yari, she did. We're gonna get there. I have my files. I have my evidence. That is my evidence, okay? Call me Casey Novak. Call me Alexandra Cabot. We are here. We are present. Dun dun. So I was watching YouTube, as I do, and I came across Maria Eliana's video, and she did a whole breakdown of this 7-part documentary on Hailey Bieber's obsession with Selena Gomez and how she's like choosing Sabrina Carpenter next to be part of her obsession, whole thing. And she spent a good chunk of time, I think like 40 minutes, 30 something minutes, debunking basically everything in that documentary said. And that really brought something out of me, because when I would be online, people online would be like, oh my god, did you see the Hailey Bieber documentary? Oh, it was so telling. Oh my god, I can't believe. For the documentary to be loud and wrong as it was, and for people to just eat that shit up and then immediately use it as grounds to go hate on Hailey, I was just like, all right, now I have something to say. Me as a lawyer that is very trained in lawyer school, I went to school of lawyers for lawyers by lawyers here in New York. So I have all the qualifications to defend as I am. I just noticed, I was like, why is it that it is impossible to find a positive thing about Hailey Bieber on the internet? Like, quite literally impossible. And I talked about this with my friend last night, with the Quantum Crown, Cassidy. That is my friend. She was actually the one who told me, we were talking about it. She's like, oh yeah, she sent death threats to Selena, which we'll get to in a second. But let me just say, but I just noticed, I'm like, we are far too comfortable with accepting that Hailey Bieber is this terrible, terrible person, when in reality, she's just married to someone. Let's get into it. I had a lot of thoughts on the Hailey Bieber situation for a while, and normally, like, I tend to be surrounded by people that have like similar takes as me, but everyone around me except for one person, Kendra, hey babe, she's my best friend, but like her and I are like the only ones that are not even on Hailey Bieber's side per se, just don't hate her, and everyone else around me seems to hate her, and they all keep bringing up this documentary, and all the documentary is wrong. If we're going to go through it, we're going to go not through the documentary, we're just going to go through this whole story, this whole Hailey and Jelena whatever situation, talk about my thoughts on it. So let's yap about it. There are 3 main people involved in this situation today. Hailey Bieber, or formerly known as Hailey Baldwin, Justin Bieber, and Selena Gomez. If you were like me and grew up in like the early 2000s, 2010s, you would have remembered Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez dating on again, off again, having this really public relationship, very famous relationship. Everyone knew that they were together. Everyone loved that they were together, because it's like you have like this girl from Disney that you like loved watching on Wizards of Waverly Place, and then you have Justin Bieber, like Bieber Fever. Like it was like one of those celebrity couples that you're like, oh, they have to stay together, because I know both of them and I love both of them so much. The way I like to think about it is, people if when they make fanships of like celebrities just out of the blue, if like a lot of people would pair Selena and Justin together before they started dating, it's like kind of like the idealistic ship that you would have. So a lot of people love them. They started dating in February of 2011, broke it off in November 2012. Then in January of 2016, I'm looking at my notes, in January of 2016, Justin and Hailey started dating, but then he was with Sophia Richie, then she got a lot of hate, and then they broke it off, and then he got with Selena again, but then shortly after got with Hailey, got engaged to Hailey, got married, they've been married ever since 2018. So that's already the start of one of Hailey's biggest things. Like, oh, she cheated. She was a mistress to Selena. Basically, like, oh, Justin cheated on Selena with Hailey. Now, pause. Now, I feel like it's the smart thing to say in publicity, even if it's false, that no, we never dated when he was with anyone else. She's made it very clear on the Call Me Daddy. Call Her Daddy? Is it Call Her Daddy? Yeah, Call Her Daddy podcast.
Were you ever with Justin romantically at the same time as her?
No. When him and I ever started like hooking up or like anything of that sort, he was not ever in a relationship.
She's made it very clear on the Call Her Daddy podcast that we were never together when he was with anyone else. And I'm like, obviously, yeah. And like, she's so sure of it. Go for it, sis. Go for it, sister. I can't speak too much on it. I fucking love Ariana Grande. She got a very similar controversy very recently, still in the midst of it. So I can't speak too much on it. Oh, if you want to be a mistress, I'm not doing that. If she did, if she was a mistress, okay? I feel like Justin does not get nearly as much of the shit that Hailey does, and that's already my number one problem, because it feels like this doesn't read as you are like fighting for women everywhere, because you just truly do hate women.
I feel like I lost my point here, but what I was trying to say is that it feels like people don't actually care that she was a mistress. They just use it as a reason to justify their hatred of her, because if you cared so much, wouldn't you also hate on Justin too? Don't hate on anybody, but you know, I just gotta, facts are facts, America.
That was one thing that, you know, everyone hated on Hailey for. It was like, oh, you were with Justin when he was with Selena. They both claim that that's not true. Moving on, we will never know. We will never know if that's true or not. So moving on. But when I was doing research for this video and I came across this Vogue article, one of the things, like when Justin posted Sophia Richie, people were like, oh my god, ew, ah, and he was like really upset about the hate, because they're like, why aren't you with Selena? Because that's the common theme, why aren't you with Selena? But he was like upset, like, why would you like stop hating on me, guys, like this is so rude, it's awful. And so he's like, well, maybe you shouldn't post a picture of your girlfriend. Miss Thing, you had no problem, okay, sorry, I need to calm down, but you had no problem with him posting you when y'all were together, but whatever. So when Justin and Hailey got married in 2018, it's been fuck Hailey ever since. I fear they have been so, like, when I say they, I mean like people online, mainly people online, and just like everywhere, have been so ruthless to, I look like a little colonial child. But it's meant to be my lawyer get up. Maybe the folders will help. Okay, we're gonna hold these so I don't look so colonial. It's really been a hate train on Hailey just because Justin and her are together and Justin and Selena are not. It's like there's a really dedicated group of fans to Jelena who kind of hope that their on again, off again would always just come back on and stay on the same way that Hailey and Justin did. And it's really upsetting to see, because it's like, why can't we move on? Why is it Hailey's fault that they're not together? Because it's not like she's keeping him hostage. He is a grown man. If he wanted to be with Selena, he would. If Selena wanted to be with him, she would. So why are we so upset? Like, why? I don't get it. I feel like when I look online, I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like, why is it that it's such a general consensus to hate on this woman, and it's okay to do it? Why? And maybe I can be informed. Maybe someone in this comment can be like, actually, here are the actual justifiably hateful things that she has done. Because all the things that she has done, while they may be suspicious, they are not worth what the fuck she gets. So, moving along in the brief little timeline thing that I'm doing for you guys, I guess, because women can coexist, everyone and their moms thought that Hailey and Selena hated each other. I would say, I don't know where this came from, but it's always a common thing of like, oh, these two women must hate each other because they don't know, but because I'm not Hailey, I'm not Selena, I'm not any one of their friends, I don't know anything about these people personally. But let me put it like this so you guys can focus on me instead of this bright ass orange folder. Everyone was convinced that the two hated each other, and then in October of 2022 they released, may I present to the court, evidence number one. this photo. They released, let me stay still. They released this photo of the two of them, and people were like, oh, the beef is squashed, yay. Wrong. People still found a way to hate Hailey. I don't know what the discourse around this time was. I don't know what it was around this time. I don't know what people thought Hailey was doing wrong that time, but she was getting the hate for it. She was getting hate for they were like, oh, it's fake. No, they just did it to shut everybody up. But like, no, like they kind of did do it to shut everybody up, because what's the problem? If Selena has no problem, because who are you defending at this point? Because if Selena has no problem posing with Miss Thing, if Selena has no problem being like, hey guys, let's stop the hate, I really don't want to do this, this is not really good for everybody. Like, if she doesn't want it, then what are we still doing here? I wrote here in my notes, Selena is a victim, Justin hates his wife, and Hailey is the devil. So my question is, who is being done wrong here? Selena's a victim of what exactly? Being copied? Because let's get into that. People have spent over a decade dissecting every single thing between these three people. They have pictures of like that video where Selena's like, oh, this is my look, and then Hailey is like, well, this is my look, and they both do this. I'm rolling up the sleeves, I'm getting mad. That is such a common pose, and they're like, oh, you can hear the similar like language used for their products, and they're both saying, oh, it's so glowy. Do you not know what world we live in right now, where everyone wants to be the clean girl with the glass skin? Of course they're gonna say glowy. I worked at Glossier. We would always say something is fucking glowy for future do, okay? And then there's like those dewdrops, like those glossy dewdrops. I'm getting this is the pose that I'm talking about, okay? And this is the video. I'll play it. I'll find a way to play it like this.
It's super glowy.
Look at that video.
You can see how glowy that is.
It's stupid, because of course if you look into everything with these lens of like, oh, Hailey is copying this person, Hailey is copying that person, like of course it's going to look like that if she says something similar. But the things that the people, like, if she copies it, so what? It's creepy, sure, it's a little freaky. Kim, there's people that are dying. Let me keep calming down. Around the time that the photo dropped, the Call Her Daddy podcast, Call Me Daddy? Call Her Daddy? Yeah. I always forget the name of that. The Call Her Daddy podcast dropped with Hailey Bieber, and a lot of it was just spent talking about like the hate that Hailey gets, why it's unjustified, blah, 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 blah. And shortly after, Selena jumped on TikTok Live and was like, guys, let's stop. I don't want anyone, like, she didn't say let's stop the hate against Hailey Bieber. She just said, I want you guys to be kind. I want you guys to, represent, if you love Rare Beauty, I love that you love Rare Beauty, but if you love Rare, you have to, stand for what it represents. And so that's my Selena impression, by the way, in case you haven't caught on. She did say just to be kind. She came out multiple times trying to be like, don't hate on her, don't hate on Hailey, but like she never said it explicitly, I guess. And I can't, initially when I would talk about the situation, I would be a bit upset with Selena, because I would be like, girl, you could do so much more. But honestly, there's not much she can do. It's not on Selena to go to everyone's DMs and be like, stop hating on this woman in defense of me. I'm sure some people did stop. I'm sure it's the thought that counts. Like I said, I can't really blame Selena for the hate continuing, because she has tried to say, hey guys, don't do this. But alas, there's only so much you can do, especially once the internet finds their favorite woman to hate on for this time being, their next victim. And let me just say, the internet is already a very risky place to find like true information that like once you search it up the first time it's true, automatically is done. You have to do a lot of deep digging, and in this situation specifically is especially important to think critically and look into everything and double check all your sources and double check everything, because this whole situation is so biased against Hailey that to find something objective, not even biased towards Hailey, something objective period, is very difficult. And I don't even think that this piece is very objective. I'm really just speaking my mind, and my whole thing, I think the name of this video is gonna be like, in defense of Hailey Bieber ... because it's a little bit of a risk. I know people don't like her, and I think I'm missing something. I literally feel like I don't know what it is that can, like, why should I hate this woman so much when whatever. But it leads me to my next point in terms of misinformation, which is the documentary. Maria's video did a beautiful, and I mean like a beautifully concise job of disproving basically everything the documentary said. So she said everything that wasn't true, she'll disprove, and there was a lot that wasn't true. It was a lot throughout the things, and like she did a great job. So it's really not that's what I'm here to do. I'm not here to disprove everything. You can watch the videos. The 7-part documentary that people keep referring to though is a YouTube video by Internet Oddities, and someone took it on TikTok, cut it up into 7 parts, and called it a 7-part documentary, which is just not what, you know, it's just not what that is. I understand that Internet Oddities has a job to do as a storyteller on YouTube, but it's for engagement, it's whatever. Like this, the Hailey Bieber, the stalker, the glowing, I'll show you the thumbnail, the glowing purple eyes in the thumbnail, like it's meant to tell a story, but alas, I'm just sick of it. So I guess I don't, whatever. I know you have to tell a story. I know, but it's like I don't really care about Internet Oddities' part to play in it, because they're just playing a part into a much larger problem, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, we follow. Like I said, I'm not here to debunk anything. All I'm here to say is leave Hailey alone, because it's not even like I think that Hailey is this perfect angel that can do no wrong, and that, you know, can't even hurt a fly. That's Ariana Grande, okay? I'm not even a Justin Bieber fan for me to be going this hard, okay? I listen to the occasional song. I like Ghost because they played it when I would work at Express. I'm a retail baby. I like the occasional song. The video I made for Ariana Grande just now could never make it for Justin Bieber. I don't even know like 10 or 15. I won't even try to name them. Name them. I can't. But I have taken a bias towards Hailey Bieber in this situation just because she gets so much hate, and I see it, and I'm like, well, now I have to like root for her in a sense, because now it's like, what the fuck did she do so wrong that warrants what she gets? I feel like I don't want my message in this video to get lost. I'm not saying that Hailey Bieber is perfect. She's perfect, she's beautiful, she looks like Linda Evangelista, she's a model. I'm not saying that, oh, she is a model, but she's beautiful. But you know what I mean?
Perfect, you're beautiful, you look like Linda Evangelista, you're a model.
I am saying that while she may have copied a look or two, or a speech or two, or a tattoo or two, like, she may have done those things. But my question is, so what? And I feel like I'm gonna sound like one of those people, but these people are people. Like, I feel like we're missing something here in this whole situation. It's very parasocial. It's very strange, because this is a relationship that clearly both parties, Selena and Justin, have moved on from. Selena is fully engaged to Benny Blanco, and it does not make sense to me how Selena is celebrated for moving on. Justin's wife isn't celebrating for Justin moving on, and Justin doesn't get as much hate, I don't think, as Hailey does, even though in the way that the fans of Jelena paint it, he was the bad guy in the relationship. So I'm like, why would you want to get back together, but also why would you want for him not to move on? Like, it feels like it's very backwards, and all of a sudden, with all that logic in place, they still direct their hate towards Hailey, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Justin Bieber has gone through so much in his life. We heard more about what he's gone through already with the whole Diddy situation coming out, and like that was fucking awful with Usher and all that stuff like that. To hear about that is extremely heartbreaking and sad. And again, Justin Bieber is not innocent, and this is what I mean in terms of recognizing these people as people. I know we never want to be like the people that be like, oh, celebrities are humans too, because they can be out of touch. I'm not taking that away from them.
I just want to say, for my point not to get lost here, is celebrities, yes, are out of touch, and it's not like, oh, we're just gonna let them get away with anything because they're out of touch. Like, yes, hold celebrities accountable, let, you know, people make mistakes and whatnot, but I also don't understand why we now just come down on them for such petty things. And that's kind of where I was trying to make a point of like, yes, they're out of touch, I know we should really acknowledge that, but there's just like a lack of nuance in the way we view celebrities, because it's either we treat them as since they're so out of touch, we treat them as less human and treat them so poorly off of little tiny things like a copying of a tattoo. And yet we have such high standards of them when they make a mistake, or when we want to humanize them, we humanize them. Like, it just doesn't seem to be any nuance in this situation.
Both Justin and Selena have gone through so much in their lives just from being young and in the scene. Yeah, Selena goes in the scene. They're bound to go through so much, you know. Selena has lupus, Justin has like his drug addiction problem, and like he went through with what he went through with Diddy, and like all of these people, especially Justin and Selena, have gone through a lot. And you would think that if the real primary priority of the fans was to see their well-being, to see them happy, then that this wouldn't really be an issue. There's like these group of people that are just so hell-bent on keeping something old and dead alive, and it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't feel like it's fair that it's all coming down on Hailey. Like, Hailey and him have a child now, and I'm not like, and this whole narrative of like, oh, he hates her. So why are we hating on her? Shouldn't we be hating, like, we shouldn't be hating on anybody. But if we're gonna hate someone, if we're gonna be upset, then like, wouldn't you be mad at the person who's with someone that they hate? But you're not. Now, my dears, I know I've been rambling a lot in this video because it's just been a lot of ranting, because I think I keep saying it, but my biggest issue with this whole thing is that it feels like there's not, I mentioned earlier that my friend Cassidy, Quantum Crown here on YouTube, and the Quantum Baddie Experience on YouTube as well, she mentioned like, oh, she gave death threats to Selena once, and that is obviously uncalled for. Like, obviously don't do that, and you can hold someone accountable. But I feel like the way that people go about treating Hailey online is
not about accountability. I feel like I was trying to say that in my clip. I don't know, my brain went too fast for my mouth. It's not about accountability.
Celebrities have similar stylists. Like, they have the same stylist. They don't dress themselves. They're gonna wear the same things. That's why we have the whole who wore it better, because they wear the same things. And it's like, oh, the G behind the ear. Okay, all right, that's a little weird. Move on. Make it like Taylor Swift. Everybody moved on. Or Carly Kloss in that situation. Wink, wink. I think this just speaks to a larger conversation at hand. The larger conversation being that we're far too comfortable nowadays being really fucking awful on the internet. Like, we're really comfortable with it, and it's always been a problem. Like, you see it clear as day where YouTubers, celebrities like Ariana Grande and other, like, just celebrities everywhere, and like my whole skinny versus healthy video kind of talks about how we're too comfortable talking about people's bodies. We're too comfortable having such toxic discourse online because of the fact that there's just no consequences waiting for the person. You can get blocked, but that doesn't stop you from making a new account. It doesn't stop you from going to somebody else and spewing that kind of hate, and just it doesn't stop you. And I feel like what people are missing about this Hailey situation is like, we have a like, I looked it up to find a video like the one I'm making of like in defense of Hailey Bieber. No one is dressed up in their lawyer gear like I am in defense of Hailey Bieber. My thing is like, yeah, she can be weird, she can be whatever, but it's like, why are we so comfortable using that as excuses to be so mean? Like, that is like, it scares me, y'all, because there's gonna come a day that someone is in a similar situation where they're getting a public hate train and they can't handle it the same way that Hailey might be handling it, or they can't handle it with anybody else. They can't handle it like any other person who gets the hate train, and something bad can really happen. And I don't want to go super like dark like that, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel like in the world we're living in God, y'all, God. Here are the last things I'll say. People always complain about Hailey only being about her relationship. Like, oh, she's all about her relationship. She's all about this, that, and the third. But you guys have simultaneously made her that all she can talk about is her relationship. She has her own company. She has her own business. But now people want to hear her side of the story so much that like it's now just what people want. That's all they want to hear out of her, instead of like her business ventures with Road Beauty and whatnot. So my final thoughts. I'm gonna read them to you straight off my script. Please stop the hate. Think critically. Stop hating women. Leave Hailey alone. For my closing argument, I have right here. Hailey Bieber will not be the first nor the last. I have nothing written on here. Hailey Bieber will not be the first nor the last woman to have such a public and acceptable hate train on her. And if this ages like cheese, if this video ages like cheese, not cheese is good when it's aged, right? If this video ages like milk, if this video ages like milk, I will gladly either drop a comment in my own thing, be like, y'all ignore me, delete it, unlist it, make a post about it, like, y'all, I'm taking this down, I realized I was wrong. I'll do that, and I'll put it on record right now. I will take this video down, or I will revise it. I will make a point. I will make it a point to understand if this video ages like milk, okay? But I'm not here. I know it's in defense of Hailey Bieber, but it's really more in defense of, like, have we not learned our lesson with such public hate trains on women? We've seen it with Britney Spears. We've seen it with, like, let me search it up. So I'm gonna read you some, which I didn't even know this was a thing for some of them. So we're gonna read them together, okay? I have my iPad right here. Okay. So apparently in early 2010s, Anne Hathaway went through a very public hate train because she was being perceived to be too try-hard and too perfect, which is clearly annoying. This is BuzzFeed News, by the way, so a very credible source. Jennifer Lawrence, so apparently there was a hashtag for Anne Hathaway's hate train, which is like hashtag Hathahate, and so Jennifer was pitted against Anne for a while during the Hathahate era, with numerous articles comparing her famous then loved cool girl persona with Anne's. The internet got tired of her too, prompting widespread, unjustified hate towards the Silver Linings Playbook star. Jennifer ended up retreating from the public eye, eventually admitting that she'd done so to protect her sanity. J-Lo gets a lot of hate. J-Lo has had her fair share of controversial moments, but there's no doubt that the hate directed towards her can get extreme, says BuzzFeed News. Whether it's her relationship history, singing ability, or Bronx accent, people always seem to find a way to make fun of her online. Kendall Jenner gets a lot of hate. The fact that there's a list goes to show you how many women get hate all the time. Jenna Ortega didn't even know that there was a thing. Sydney Sweeney got a lot of hate as well. Halle Bailey, when she was cast as Ariel, that was a lot of racism. Love that for us. We love that Millie Bobby Brown all of a sudden got fucking hate everywhere. The list just goes on and on, doesn't it? Ariana Grande is not on this list, but I know she got a lot of hate. Angelina Jolie. There's just always a case in which a woman gets so much hate, and people can argue that it's, oh, you asked for this lifestyle. Hey, Hailey Bieber actually put it perfectly. She asked for the lifestyle, like, you know, she knew it would come with it, but she didn't ask for that specifically. There's no way, there's no world in which I can just snap my fingers, the hate is done. I yearn for change. I yearn for a shift in the narrative. I think this is a video of just honestly me ranting because it feels like I'm just so tired of seeing this type of narrative of, like, this woman is great, because, like, I think we're just getting really lost, and the plot is getting lost. There's never going to be a time, I fear, that there's, like, a woman on the internet not getting hated on. Overall, there's not going to be a world where there's no hate in the world. I don't think that's what I'm really trying to do here. I think I'm just trying, if I reach one person who's like, maybe I should, like, I think it's just all about critical thinking. I feel like I'm just so tired of the age of the internet where we just, like, yap our ears off. Well, no. I am tired of the age of the internet where or just the age. I'm just tired of this whole thing with Hailey. Just really brings up a lot of, like, the stuff with my, you know, you guys know how I feel about, like, women's rights and, like, really thinking critically about how we treat women in general, because you guys watched my other videos. The skinny versus healthy video is all about how we just have these really high unrealistic expectations of women's body standards, and yet we scrutinize the ones that don't fit into it. We scrutinize the ones that do fit into it because they should be part of the sisterhood. The whole Barbie monologue, all of that. You guys know how I feel about Sabrina Carpenter and how girliness and femininity are kind of infantilized a bit, and she kind of, you know, goes against the grain. And in my first video that I did, talking about how women are pitting against each other because they are not allowed to have more than one dimension to them in terms of their personality, and especially how it relates to sex and men. All of these things to say, it's another video, this is just another one of those. It's just me ranting. I know I can't like change the world with like, oh, everyone stop hating women, yay, like no one's gonna do that. It's just, these are just my thoughts, is what I'm trying to say. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching my other video. That was my most viewed video yet, and I'm so grateful. I really thought it was gonna flop because it is a 2-hour video, but I think a lot of people are coming back and like watching it as they eat, as they clean, which is very, I'm very grateful. Like I said, if this video does this one, if it ages like milk, I will I will own up to it, I promise. Because as much as I would be like, I want to be right about everything, you know, we're human. It's what happens. Whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate anyone who comes back to watch my videos. I appreciate anyone who's clicking on it for the first time. If you made it this far in, bravo. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe because I asked nicely, and therefore you have to do what I said because I asked nicely. Nail check is the same, but I don't think anyone got to the end of the Ariana Grande video just yet. So here's the nail check for today. These are my natural nails. Oh, I'm trying to get it. There you go. These are my natural nails. I love them so much. Most of them are, at least. Some of them aren't. You guys know my nail tech by now, I hope. If you don't, I might have to start gatekeeping. It doesn't matter. But alas, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!